Salutare, sunt Omid Ghannadi și am revenit cu încă un episod de RDW Talks în cadrul Romanian Design Week. Astăzi alături de mine am pe Tina Marković și Daniel Tomičić. Ei sunt fondatori și organizatori ai Zagreb Design Week, iar în această ediție au venit în România cu expoziția Croatian Design X în cadrul Romanian Design Week. Hello! How are you?
Great.
Thank you very much for coming here and thank you very much for sharing your experience with us.
It's our pleasure.
We had some discussions before and I want to point that this is not the first time you come to Romania.
No, actually, it's my second time, and for Daniel, it's the third time already.
Yeah, but always connected with Romanian Design Week.
That's really nice. Thank you very much for doing this, and I hope that you're going to come every year here. This year you came to Romania with a special, let's say, exhibition.
Yeah, we are really happy that we upgraded our cooperation in a way that now we can present Croatian design in Romania. This is the first exhibition of Croatian design here. It will be opened just after this podcast. At location Dora 16. It's a small selection of contemporary Croatian design, let's say in past 10 years, that's why we have X in a name. Also it's part of our identity, visual identity of logo of our festival, so it was kind of a play, you know.
Also, we are celebrating 10 years as Zagreb Design Week, so all the 10s are there, so...
Are you going to go with this exhibition in other countries too, or you just do it in Romania?
We are planning to go later this year at Sofia with it, but the thing is that both Romanian Design Week and Zagreb Design Week are a part of the World Design Week networks, so we are trying now together with our Romanian partners to just spread this content sharing around, because it's really important to do the connections, which is a theme for this year's Romanian Design Week. So we are really happy to do this together.
Thank you. Tell us more about the Zagreb Design Week and maybe some similarities to Romanian Design Week. How do you see the two activities like this?
Well, of course, there are similarities and differences. It's like an international forum, design festival. It all started with Milano Fuori Salone in the 80s and then spread around with Tokyo Designers Week. And then we started 10 years ago. This is the 11th edition of Romanian Design Week, so we are all in time, let's say. We are presenting all forms of design, like graphic, product, UX, UI, interior design, and formats are exhibitions, lectures, panels, workshops, movie screenings. Some of those elements are present also here. We were just talking about that before. So there are similarities in terms it's design festival, but also differences because maybe the size of the industry is different, then cooperation between industry and designers is on different level. For instance, in Croatia, also there's something that's happening all around the world. The furniture industry is the one that's driving most of the designers. Let's say they're employing most of the designers. They're kind of the engine behind the design scene. Also in Croatia, graphic design is very important because we don't have big industry. And it's much cheaper to produce graphic design in terms of posters, leaflets, books, magazines. So there are much more clients in that field.
Also in Croatia, we have a lot of food industry or wine. So there is a big need for designing special labels for brands.
That's really interesting. Of course, at the first when you say that, I'm like, what's the connection? And after that, of course, all the hospitality and let's say HoReCa segment of the industries needs design, a lot of design, a lot of product design, graphic design.
Yeah, and
it's a big consumer.
Yeah, it's interesting because there are a lot of family-run wineries, and it's a fierce competition.
Yes.
And some of them, and more and more of them by time, are realizing that without good design, they can't exist in the market. So they are getting in touch with designers, and they're getting very brave, creating some really interesting and unusual ideas, realizing them and going to market with that. So it's also like a niche inside the graphic design that emerged maybe 10 years ago, and it's growing.
It is really nice. So I have this thing when we have guests from other countries, we take a gift from them and we give them a gift. What would you give us to Romanian Design Week as a gift from your experience, and what would you take from Romanian Design Week to Zagreb Design Week?
We really like the concept of having a lot of crafts included, like this heritage that is very present in the Romanian Design Week is something that we don't have as many in Croatia, the projects who are taking this kind of crafts, old crafts into mind. So we think this is really important of building the community and preserving what we had before, you know, maybe in a new way or with a new purpose. That would be, we would take this from you. And what would we give you? I don't know, Daniel.
Maybe documentaries. I don't think that there are documentary screenings, and it's a really good format, and people like to watch documentaries. I mean, it may sound funny because you can watch everything on your computer or even mobile phone, but nevertheless, people like to come to a certain location for a special occasion and to watch documentary during design festival.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I would do that.
Well, as we talked, it's about creating experiences, and the design festivals are, for us, it's a feel-good place with the content for everybody, which everybody would feel really good and not feel like under educated to understand what the content is. So these kind of formats, kids workshop, documentary screenings, some lectures or something really have a lot of potential if broadening the public for this kind of events.
Yeah, that was actually something we were talking about before we started filming, that one of your missions is to take the design towards the, let's say, not outside the community people, you know, and that I think that that's actually that's the mission for Romanian Design Week too. But as you were telling me, your focus is a lot on how we take the design inside the people's lives, because they are the final consumers. Even though they are educated in this direction or not, they are the consumers.
Yeah, we don't like to see them only as a consumers, like the passive people who just like taking something or used by, manipulated by, it's altogether it's complicated because it could change people's lives. So we can change the communities with like designing a part of the city to be more like community friendly, or to have places for hanging out, or even doing a festival. Like making a festival is also a design. Yeah. You have to design the content for the people. So bringing people together also can change that. So everything is really connected. So let's not be passive about it. Yeah. Let's be active. Right. Take our part.
Going back to Croatian Design X, what do you want people to take from this exposition? Tell me a little bit more about the products there. As I saw the projects, they're mostly product design.
Yeah. I mean, the idea is let's say adjusted to a location. Doro 16 is a concept store.
Yes.
So we wanted to place like small concept store inside the concept store, like a pop-up concept store for Croatian design. So almost all products, almost all exhibits are actual products already on the market, so you can buy them. And that was something that was guiding us from the beginning. We selected the best there is of contemporary design from, let's say, furniture. As I mentioned before, it's very important for the Croatian design scene. We have a bit of fashion, a bit of toys, lamps, which are also quite important. That's also a segment that's growing. So there are, we try to cover all fields of design, graphic design through, let's say, a wine, one bottle and its branding, whole story about it. I mean, for instance, that particular wine it has very tiny letters, and you can read it
Story about the wine.
Story about wine, and you can only read it with magnifier, which is part of the package.
That's really nice.
So you get a bottle as a present because it has a nice package, and then you're trying to read it, and then you realize you have magnifier included, which is part of that tube.
And the story remains private.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really nice. You already have a 10-year experience in your festival. You've seen the past, you are in the present. How do you see the role of design festivals in the future?
That's a hard one. But design festivals are really important because they are really a place where this whole community can get together. We know it's once a year, this big event, but making something people feel as their own, to feel the whole community it's their own celebration of them. So it's really important, and to especially after the corona, after the lockdown, to see people in person, to see those projects. You have digital formats that you can see on your screens, but for the product design, it's not really. People are very tactile, and there is a smell component and everything that you really need to have.
The real life.
Yeah, the real life. So that, I think it's really important, but also a lot of brands, and I think the marketing industry is now discovering the design weeks, especially in a couple of last years, and they don't go to the fairs anymore because this is something that is more creative, and they are seeing trying to position themselves within the creative community.
Tina, thank you very much. Daniel, thank you very much. Thanks for coming here. Thanks for sharing your experience. Thanks for bringing the exhibition here. I can't wait to go and visit it. And keep up the good work. And I have to say that I'm really impressed by the fact that you take your project from a small community, let's say a smaller populated area, and you take it all over international. That's fantastic, and I congratulate you for this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oameni buni, am mai urmărit încă un episod de RDW Talks. Dacă v-ați uitat și dacă v-a plăcut, să nu uitați să dați un share, să spuneți prietenilor, să afle cât mai mulți oameni, pentru că numai așa putem să creștem comunitatea creativă. Vă mulțumesc și ne vedem pe data viitoare.